What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time at our channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Travis Sickle, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 separate contribution types to the solo 401k and show you how you can split it up any way that you want. So you can choose if you want it all on the Roth side, all on the traditional side, or more of a balanced approach. And I'm going to start with the balanced approach first with the solo 401k. Now, with the solo 401k for 2022, the maximum contribution if you're under the age of 50 is $61,000. So let me show you how we break it up to get more of the balanced approach to it. So the first type of contribution, we have 3 different types of contributions that we're going to be dealing with. The first one is going to be our employee deferral. So whether you're a Schedule C or S corporation or filing as an S corporation, I'm going to show you how to do this with both types. So the employee deferral in both types is up to $20,500 for 2022. And we can actually put the money on either the traditional side as a pre-tax contribution or directly to the Roth side as an after-tax contribution. With the second type of contribution is our profit sharing contribution. Now for an S corporation, it's going to be 25% of, in this case, of our W-2 at $61,000. So 25% of $61,000 is $15,250. If you're a Schedule C filer, you have to reduce your net profit by 1/2 of self-employment. Quite simply, your net profit, let's say in this case it is $61,000, we'd multiply this number by 0.92935, and that would give us our planned compensation. But from there, it would then be multiplied by 20%, not 25%. So let me bring up the calculator to explain this. So if our net profit was $61,000 times 0.92935, that is going to be $56,690. That is our planned compensation. So we then multiply that by 0.2 or 20%, would be $11,338 as a profit sharing contribution. So that would be the same type of contribution as a pre-tax contribution. It can only be made to the traditional side of your solo 401k. The third type of contribution is a non-deductible contribution. Now, the non-deductible contribution goes into the traditional side, but more or less you're going to convert it directly over to the Roth side almost immediately. That's what most people do. So you can make a non-deductible contribution, also known as an after-tax contribution, and also known as the mega backdoor Roth strategy. So the strategy is to make the non-deductible contribution into the traditional side, and then you can immediately convert it over. Now, you might come across the pro rata rule with conversions. The pro rata rule does not apply to 401ks, including solo 401ks. That is only for IRAs and SEP IRAs. So if you're doing conversions with your IRAs, that is the pro rata rule, does not apply here. So you can basically cherry pick the non-deductible contributions and then put them over to the Roth side. So this is more of the balanced approach. You can put it into the traditional side or the Roth side, the traditional side only, and this will end up on the Roth side. So that's how we do the balanced approach. Now let's talk about the Roth contributions. So with the Roth contributions only, the way that we can do it is we can make a $20,500 contribution to the Roth side directly as our employee deferral. Then we can skip our profit sharing contribution. Now, the profit sharing contribution is not a requirement. Unlike regular 401ks that have matches to them, this is not a match. This is just a contribution based on either your planned compensation or your W-2. So we can skip this altogether because this is only going to the traditional side. You can't put it to the Roth side. So that leaves us with our non-deductible contribution. Now, we're not capped at $20,250. We're capped at $61,000. So that means if we've already made our $20,500 contribution directly to the Roth, then we can do the remaining amount of $40,500 as a non-deductible contribution and then convert it over. That's how you can get all of it over to the Roth side. The traditional side, now we're moving on to the traditional side. In doing the traditional side, this is going to take a little bit more pre-planning because we could still do our $20,500 into the traditional side as a pre-tax contribution. And we could also do our profit sharing contribution. But with the S corporation, it's at 25%. That's going to be the maximum amount that we can put in if we're only paying ourselves $61,000. So we need to increase this a little bit. So if we bring up our calculator, we know that we can do a maximum of 61,000. We've already done 20,500. That's going to leave us with $40,500. So we can divide that by 0.25, and that is going to be $162,000. That means our W-2 for an filing as an S corporation has to be $162,000, and then we can multiply that by 0.25, and that's going to be our $40,500 contribution. So there's a ton of different ways to split this up, but as you can see here, you have to do a little pre-planning to make sure that either your net profit is high enough or your W-2 compensation is high enough, because that is what it is based on. If you have any questions on the solo 401k at all, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.